with a wide mouth opening and double Velcro lining to keep your cold ones in prime condition. Simply buy any regular priced large combo meal at Burger King. Put your name and number on the receipt and drop off in the raffle box before the 14th of May. And don't forget to add an ice cold Pepsi with that order. Only at Burger King.
One pack of cigarettes costs around $13. Let's add it up. 3 packs a day, 7 days a week, for 52 weeks equals more than $13,000 a year. That's your dream vacation. That's a down payment to your plot of land. That's the cost for a full or partial renovation to your home, or even starting your own business. So you'd rather give up those dreams and ambitions to smoke? Really? Seriously. Smoking can cost you more than your savings. It can cost you your health. Join the Public Health Department's smoking cessation program by calling 244-2889 to register. Our next class begins May 31st. This message is brought to you by the Public Health Department in conjunction with the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
For the Record, proudly brought to you by
Coca-Cola. Available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery. Inspiring luxury. West Bay Pharmacy. Taking care of your health. And JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctor's Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066. And the Ministry of Sustainability and Climate Resiliency. Visit energy.gov.ky or follow the National Energy Policy on Facebook and Instagram. And by the STEPS 2023 National Health Survey. Visit gov.ky/steps to learn more. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama.
This is For the Record with Orett Connor.
Coming to you live from Radio Cayman Studio.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you. For the record. Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is your talk show.
1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orett Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees. So fair. Today is Friday, the 5th day of May, 2023, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. We hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable evening. Those of you who are on the roads of the Cayman Islands, we urge you to please be extremely cautious. Whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or if you're operating any type of motorized vehicle, we urge you to observe the rules of the road, including using your indicators whenever you are changing lanes, whenever you are turning. Always ensure that you're communicating with other drivers as well, letting them know what you're doing. And also to remind you that the horn on your vehicle is there not for you to greet friends and family when you see them on the road and they're going in the opposite direction or in the same direction, and you bump, 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 honking the horn, at them. Other drivers know exactly what a horn is intended for, and it is intended for you to warn someone in advance, or even at a moment's notice. It is not for you to greet friends and family when you see them on the roads as well. So proper use of your horn, proper use of your indicators as well. Yesterday also I noticed a bus stopped to offload a student. Cars stopped properly and everything, ensuring that the student was escorted across the road. But I noticed that the person escorting them just wearing regular clothing, and I'm just asking the question, I wonder whether or not other bus wardens are wearing some sort of reflective vests, like the school crossing guards would normally have them on, or you see persons working for emergency vehicles or when they're on the roads having some sort of reflective vest on, whether or not that may be useful for bus wardens to wear, especially when they're getting out of those buses and crossing the road with their students. That is something that should be considered if it is not already in practice. That should be a requirement for those persons who have contractual obligations with the government to transport school children. That should be a part of it. If it isn't, we don't want to wait until someone ends up being injured or otherwise before we act on that. It doesn't cost a whole lot for a reflective vest. Just my observation as well. So, for those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, we want to wish you a happy birthday, and we also want to remind you that For the Record birthday shoutouts are proudly brought to you by life insurance agent Michael Webster from Cayman Insurance Center. Live your best life and make sure your family can too, is his advice to you today. Also, birthday shoutouts are brought to you by More Than Words, your gateway to local books and more. Connect to your future, tap into your roots. More Than Words, located on the second floor of the Thompson building. Those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to express our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we wish you a speedy recovery as well. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman and, by extension, For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I am your host, Orett Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, our phone lines are open. This morning, it is the radio voice of Silver Fox, Mr. Paul Akal, waiting to take your calls. You can call us on our toll-free number, provided courtesy of Flow. That toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037 and 949-6990. Email us at fortherecord, one word, fortherecord at candw.ky. WhatsApp us 925-3261, and you can also call on that WhatsApp number as well, and you can connect live on Radio Cayman. Also, you can follow us on YouTube. You do that simply by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream. And don't forget, we are on Facebook as well. So let's look at the birthdays. We have Onika Thompson, who's celebrating a birthday today, and birthday greetings are coming from your mom, wishing you all the best and God's richest blessings. And yesterday we see where Jordan Seals Fox, or Fox Seals, celebrated his birthday yesterday, and Mashara McLaughlin also celebrated a birthday yesterday as well. And to remind you that the For the Record birthday shoutouts today are proudly brought to you by life insurance agent Michael Webster from Cayman Insurance Center. Make sure that your family make the right decision for your family's future today, is his advice. And More Than Words, your gateway to local books and more. Connect to your culture, tap into your roots. More Than Words, located on the second floor of the Thompson building. I believe we do have some more birthdays as well. Let's find those and share those with you also. here we go. Those are Saturday's birthdays. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, Robert Bush is also celebrating a birthday today. And since we won't be on tomorrow, let's share with you who's celebrating a birthday tomorrow. Shirley Mae Connor celebrating a birthday tomorrow. Julie Campbell also celebrating a birthday tomorrow. Maurice Marshall celebrating a birthday tomorrow. Miriam Borden celebrating a birthday on Sunday, the 7th of May. Donna Coke also celebrating a birthday on Sunday, the 7th of May. And Gina Little celebrating a birthday on Sunday also. So those are all the birthdays. And again, we want to thank Mr. Michael Webster from Cayman Insurance Center and More Than Words, your gateway to local books and more. Connect to your culture, tap into your roots. More Than Words, located on the second floor of the Thompson Building. We're going to take a commercial break. When we return, I will introduce my guests, so don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
James Malcolm Eden, 1901 to 1972. Malcolm Eden was born in Loire Valley to Mrs. L.T. Isabel Eden and James Manoah Eden. He was a hard-working man who worked from a young age as a seaman and joined the Merchant Marine in the United States. He also worked as a butcher, farmed, raised cattle, and served as a vestryman for many years. He was a lifetime elder of the Presbyterian Church of Savannah. He had 6 sisters, Clydine, Sybil, Elvira, Norma, Jeray, and Louise, and 3 brothers, Stoschel, Montreville, and Bailey.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way, positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
They say you only live once. I say you only die once, but you live every day. I'm Michael Webster from Cayman Insurance Center, longtime supporter of Radio Cayman. Live your life, my friends. Happiness is in the journey, not the destination. When you're ready, I'm here to support you with the best financial decisions for your family's future. Cayman Insurance Center, protecting you and your family so you can take back your future. I'm Michael Webster, the sure way to protect your family. Call me when you're ready at 925-5433. Don't take chances with your family's future or your valuable assets.
Think life insurance.
More Than Words, your gateway to local books and more. Connect to your culture, tap into your roots.
More Than Words bookstore in the Thompson Building. Supplies local books, gifts, trinkets, keepsakes, wall plaques, and journals. The hub for local authors. More Than Words. So much more. More Than Words is now open. Shop number 4, second floor, Thompson Building. Or call 936-5544.
Since March 2004, West Bay Pharmacy has kept their doors open to the local communities, even before, during, and after Hurricane Ivan. At West Bay Pharmacy, our staff provides so much more than pharmaceutical excellence. From the moment you walk through our doors to completing your cash out, our staff will have put your healthcare concerns at ease. We would like to take this moment to thank our loyal friends and customers. To us at West Bay Pharmacy, our patients are our primary concern. We provide thorough background checks and precise calculations to ensure your medical safety. Thank you for being a part of our family and for choosing West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
Heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and respiratory illnesses are among the top causes of death in Cayman every year. From June 3rd until July 31st, the Ministry of Health and Wellness will conduct the STEPS 2023 National Health Survey to better understand the prevalence of non-communicable diseases within our nation. Log on to www.gov.ky/steps to learn more.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
System 1 loaded. 1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Orett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. It is my pleasure to have in the studio with me this morning none other than Dr. Steve Macfield. Doc, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. For the Record, and good morning to all your listeners in the For the Record land and all those listens to you Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and those in the Cayman diaspora who's listening to you abroad. Good morning.
Okay.
It's good to be back with you again.
Yes. It's been, quite a while. First time this week, actually.
Yes.
And this weekend is the big weekend.
Yes, it's the big weekend, and I think I will live through 1, 2, maybe 3 coronations.
Mm-hmm.
I think Edward VIII was not crowned.
Okay.
I think I can't remember if he was crowned or not. But he gave one when he abdicated.
We'll check it out. We'll check it out.
Yes, but I lived through Elizabeth's coronation, and I lived through now I'm living through Charles's coronation, her son's coronation. So
I was yesterday by Miss Miss Tierline Wellington's house, right? And she reminded me that the quilt that had been made for Queen Elizabeth's coronation that had been sent from the Cayman Islands was made by her mother, Miss Geraldine Seymour.
Mm-hmm.
And she believes that her mother may have been paid £25 to make that quilt as well. That is
crochet
something.
Quilt.
Yeah. That is something that needs to be embedded in our history if it's not already there, because I have seen reference to it, but I have never seen any reference as to who made the quilt, who made it. And Miss Geraldine Seymour was the person, Miss Tit's mother. And by the way, Miss Tierline, 94 years of age.
Well, that's great. That's great to reach that golden age.
Uh-huh.
Yes. There's also somewhere I saw in the archives. I think I have a note of it, but I don't have it with me now, about the amount of turtles that were also sent for that coronation. Something like 20 or 50 turtles were sent from the Cayman Islands as a gift.
Can't do that anymore. Not with CITES.
yes, not with CITES, yes.
So tell me something, with all that went on, Doc, in the in our parliament last week, if you were the premier, and bearing in mind that Cayman is quite different from others, but we have had bloodless coups here in the past. We have had bloodless coups. If you were the premier, based on what transpired, and we know that there are expectations, for him to be there, as the leader of government, would you leave the jurisdiction after all that turmoil in there? Would you feel comfortable leaving the jurisdiction? We've seen in other jurisdictions where, the military wait until the leader leaves and then they tell him, sorry, but you can't return. We have suspended the Constitution.
Yes.
Of course, that won't happen in the Cayman Islands, but it's quite possible that you could, lose grip, of your government, if you leave.
Well, I think so. Yeah, but remember now, his cabinet members are also do not want to upset the apple cart, because I don't think at this particular time in their adventure in the going forward that they would want to have an election, because that could happen. Because if he walks out or they ousted him, it could be, the stability could be such that a governor would say, I am going to go back. I'm going to let you go back to the nation for a mandate. I was speaking to someone the other day about mandates. You don't have the mandate for independence. You don't have mandate for this, and I was speaking to someone and they say, well, he doesn't have a mandate. He says, no. I'm a straight person. When I say mandate, I say no, I'm a straight person. I'm a straight person. I wasn't talking about a date with a man. I was talking about, say no. But the problem is that the other members of his cabinet do not want to have an election now. At this particular time,
and I don't believe the people of the Cayman Islands
want to have an election now. So I think he knows that. And he can safely go away because he knows there's not going to be a silent coup behind his back. He's not going to be ousted. And I think those are the reasons why he would take a chance. But if it had been me, I would have tried to quickly after the session was over, I would have tried to get my people at a retreat and try to bring them together, because that is the problem. I keep saying that over and over on your show. That is the problem with independence. And that is borne out by what the honourable member from Northside said in the Parliament. I am not a member of the PAC.
Yeah.
I am a member. I am a minister in the PAC government. I am not a member of PAC.
And I have my bag, and everything is in my bag. Yes.
I can leave now, and I don't need a lift from anyone. He says, because my car is parked outside. So that's the problem when you don't have a party system, that you have all the disciplines by the party constitution and all the whippery that you have to go through. That doesn't happen here. And so we are real far behind. We are almost 100 years behind in the political development. Although we adopt the Westminster system, we are so far behind, and it's this demonstrates the difficulty of making collective decisions.
Yes.
When you're not a party.
And hopefully, the voting public, because they called for it. The majority of people say we want to elect independent members of parliament. We don't want, a party to, hopefully they will see the folly of their decision, for that. It just isn't workable. While we understand, what they mean by that, the type of system that we have in place, it cannot work.
No, it cannot work.
Political system.
Abraham Lincoln said it quite clear: "A house divided cannot stand."
Yes, and
that's what happens. You cannot have different ministers with different agenda and different agenda for their different constituencies. This has to be one policy, and that's why they call it the Party's Manifesto. They've set out what they want to achieve for the time that they're in office, and they all work towards those achievements. And they work to collectively, and that is what it means by collective responsibility. Their collective responsibility to the cabinet, and their collective responsibility to the legislature.
So, do you believe that this whole project, the East-West Arterial, that may be the proverbial straw that breaks the camel's back in terms of the government? Because I believe that the Premier is certainly, has staked out his position, as far as what he wants to see, an EIA that has to be done. And, he has basically firmly put his foot in the ground, and we know exactly where he stands.
Yes, but he voted against that formality that form position he's taken. He voted.
But that was just for one port.
Well, that is significant that he will change his mind and shift. He will change his mind and shift when it comes where he will lose the power of first among equals.
Okay.
And so that's an illustration of what will happen. And he went there, and after the ministers, the cabinet members, put their views forcefully forward, not forcefully forward, with affirmation. He went along with them.
Okay, folks. Top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. When we return, we will be having discussions here, but the phone lines will be open as well if you want to engage with us in the conversation. If not, you can email us or you can WhatsApp us as well. When we return, I will remind you of all of those numbers and email addresses as well. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
Radio Cayman time check now, 8 a.m. This time check brought to you by our friends at Foster's.
At Foster's, you'll always find the biggest specials on the products you love.
Just like bubbly sparkling water, only $5.49, save 70 cents. Or Dr. Organic Body Wash, just $5.99, save $3. And Banquet Pot Pies, only $1.59, save 60 cents.
You'll find even more great specials in-store or online with Foster's Go. Foster's, better prices because we care.
Price is good until May 17th, 2023. Find more specials at fosters.ky.
Satisfaction is guaranteed 24 hours a day, whether it's music or information.
From Grand Cayman to Cayman Brac to Little Cayman, we've got you covered.
You ever hear a thing like that?
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. The RCIPS leadership heads to Cayman Brac. More from CIGTV's Donna Bush.
Many residents on Cayman Brac attended a community meeting with the Royal Cayman Islands Police held this week. Considered the largest ever turnout of residents to such a meeting, many questions were asked of leaders. The police, head of Faith Hospital, and a probation officer were all on hand to provide answers to those who attended. Police Commissioner Derek Byrne tells us more.
Well, it's really important. It's part of the islands of the Cayman Islands, so we've got to equally police Cayman Brac as we do Grand Cayman and Little Cayman. So it's important we're here to speak to the community and let them know we're here to support them. We're just looking for community engagement is one of the biggest asks from the police, that they work with us and together then we police the islands.
Again, the police is asking for residents to share their concerns and be a part of the fight against crime.
Next month, technology visionary and experts in the latest trends for the new digital economy are set to gather in Cayman for SIDEC 2023, the Cayman Islands Digital Economy Conference. Now in its 6th year, presenters will explore game-changing innovation on the path to digital transformation. Organizers say it is a, quote, must-attend event for anyone interested in Cayman's digital future. This year, the focus is on evolution of technology. SIDEC 2023 will pivot between 4 equally compelling and, quote, highly disruptive topics: artificial intelligence, EdTech, Web 3.0, as well as crypto and the fallout from FTX. And Save Our Mangroves is an important part of the community. They provide homes for our birds and our marine life. They filter our waters, protect us from storms, and protect us from the horrors of climate change. These are just some of the lyrics from the winning Sustainable Cayman Jingle competition. Grade 10 music students at John Gray High School, Theam Bodden, Canal Baker, and Jemai Watkins created the jingle in the JGHS Music Studio. The students took home $1,000 in prize money.
Only we can stop this crime against the mangroves. Where wetlands thrive, life survives.
Now with the check of international news, here's the BBC, which will take us out of the newscast. I'm Karsley Fuller.
BBC News with Moira Alderson. Serbia's president has announced the almost complete disarmament of the country after 2 mass shootings in as many days. Aleksandar Vučić said he wanted to remove hundreds of thousands of weapons from private ownership. The head of Russia's Wagner mercenary group says he'll pull his forces out of the Ukrainian city of Bakhmut next Wednesday. Yevgeny Prigozhin said his fighters did not have enough ammunition to stay. The British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak says he's disappointed by his Conservative Party's poor results in England's local elections. Early results appear to show the governing party suffering significant losses. Hong Kong police have seized a politically sensitive statue that's been held in storage since it was ordered to be torn down nearly 2 years ago. The Pillar of Shame commemorates the victims of the Tiananmen massacre in Beijing in 1989. Malaysia is negotiating the repatriation of a businessman involved in a multi-billion-dollar financial scandal. The president said his government was talking to several countries about the return of the fugitive financier. Iranian state media says the commander of the Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy will soon unveil a new aircraft carrier that has no equivalent in the world. It said the vessel would be able to carry several missile boats as well as aircraft. Police in Egypt have arrested a blogger on charges of child exploitation after she claimed on social media that her son and daughter were involved in sexual acts with each other. The mother is suspected of making the claim to draw more viewers to her blogs. The police authority in Scotland is planning to introduce new rules forcing policemen to shave off their beards and moustaches. The policy is said to be necessary to allow officers to wear protective masks that require users to be clean-shaven. That's the latest BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com. Are you tired of waiting in long lines at the pharmacy just to fill a prescription?
If what, child, let me tell you.
Well, now you can save time and money with ValueMed's online prescription service. Visit ValueMed's new website, valrx.com, and click the Refill Subscriptions button. Fill in your information and choose your preferred pickup location. Or email your prescription refills for ValueMed Walkers Road at rx-wr@valrx.com, and for ValueMed in Boddentown, email rx-bt@valrx.com. Say goodbye to the hassle of waiting in lines and hello to the convenience of online prescriptions with ValueMed Pharmacy. Visit valrx.com to place your orders today.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store, or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
Excuse me, I noticed you from afar.
Really? Me?
Well, not you. The KFC sandwich you're eating?
Oh, Zinger.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be funny.
No, it's called the Zinger Sandwich. Crunchy, juicy, 100% chicken breast, crisp lettuce, sweet mayo on a seeded bun with a little zing. KFC's chicken is not factory breaded, frozen and refried like the Burger Boys. Customize your KFC Zinger and dip it in barbecue sauce.
Wow, now I'm starting to notice you too.
KFC, it's finger licking good.
The 8:12 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first.
All right, good morning, my friends. Let's take a look at your latest weather. Present temperature 79, but it feels like about 91. Conditions are nice and sunny on the outside. Winds are out of the east at 8 miles per hour. Gusts up to 10 miles per hour. Relative humidity now at 93%. And the barometric pressure at 29.97 inches and holding. Light easterly winds and slight seas will continue over the Cayman area for the next 24 hours, associated with a weak pressure gradient. So our forecast for today, partly cloudy skies, 20% chance of showers. Temperatures will rise to the mid-80s. Winds will be east to northeast at 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Then later this evening, partly cloudy skies, 20% chance of showers. Temperatures will fall to the mid-70s. Winds will be northeast at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. High tide is coming up at 8:25. It's going to be low at 3:09 this afternoon and high again at 10:04 tonight. For tomorrow, low tide is at 3:59 a.m., high at 9 a.m., low at 3:42 p.m., and high at 10:45 p.m. Sunset is at 6:48. Sunrise for Batabano Saturday at 5:55. And the outlook is for similar weather conditions through Sunday morning. And that, my friends, is your latest weather.
The 8:12 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first.
Take some advice from your Aunt Angie. If you're going to invest in an exotic pet, choose anything but a Norwegian forest cat. Apparently, they will eat all your jewelry. Before you know it, you're racing to the vet when your cat escapes from his carrier and lunges for your earrings. You crash and your cat swallows your pearls. But if you're smart, you'll have CG Motor Insurance and get the best comprehensive coverage for the price.
Get the best comprehensive coverage for the price. CG Britcay. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by Encourse Cayman. Visit encourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. Encourse Cayman. Health, wellness, and happiness.
Achieving our goals is rewarding, but at times can feel frustrating, especially if and when we miss our target. As you approach your goals in life, set yourself up for success.
When setting your goals, adjust as necessary. Anticipate ups and downs. Often it will be easier to stick to some goals than others, so allow yourself to have some flexibility in your approach and assessment. Continue to dream and adjust the effort to maintain interest and motivation. Ask yourself, is this really my goal? If it is a goal imposed by others, then consider what may be in it for you. Why would you like to do this? There is always the option not to do it. Figure out why you're doing it and then go for it.
Change your thinking and change your life.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by Encourse Cayman. Visit encourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. Encourse Cayman. Health, wellness, and happiness.
These days, feelings of loneliness, anxiety, stress, and depression can be overwhelming. Just know you are not alone. On Course Cayman offers private mental health services for children, teens, adults, and groups. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualifying team. On Course Cayman. Health, wellness, and happiness.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
All right, good morning, my friends. 13 minutes after 8 o'clock, let's take a look at the traffic situation. Looking down at the east-west arterial, traffic has eased up considerably, but still lots of traffic coming into the Georgetown area. But the traffic congestion still on the Linford-Pearson Highway and along Crew Road and in some areas of South Sound. Turning up if you're going through Walker's Road, expect some traffic there as well. Similar along South Church Street, feeding into Seafarers Way. And of course, traffic coming from West Bay. There'll be a bit of a stop-and-go traffic along West Bay Road into North Church Street and into Seafarers Way. Looking at Edward Street, light traffic at the moment. Similar on to Shedden Road. Some traffic along Eastern Avenue heading towards the Shedden Road area. Godfrey Nixon Way, some light traffic. And of course, looking at, forgot about Bobby Thompson Way. Got some traffic there as well, feeding on to Huldah Avenue. And of course, I expect some traffic in that area, heading around the C&B roundabout and continuing on some stop-and-go traffic. West Bay Road, some traffic flowing into the Georgetown area. And of course, Cayman Brack and Little Cayman, very light traffic at the moment. Just letting you know of road closures that is happening this evening, Friday, May 5th, 6:30 p.m. until Saturday at 3 a.m. Seafarers Way will be closed between Goring Avenue and 4th Street. Northbound traffic traveling towards Seafarers will be diverted onto Goring Avenue. Southbound traffic traveling towards Seafarers will be diverted onto 4th Street. And westbound traffic entering Seafarers Way from Shedden Road will only be permitted to turn left onto Seafarers Way. So that's for tonight from 6:30. Again, Seafarers Way will be closed between Goring Avenue and 4th Street. Northbound traffic traveling towards Seafarers will be diverted onto Goring Avenue. Southbound traffic traveling towards Seafarers will be diverted onto 4th Street. And westbound traffic entering Seafarers Way from Shedden Road will only be permitted to turn left onto Seafarers Way. That's the latest traffic right here on Radio Cayman. Of course, we'll have some more road closure updates for you for Saturday. Keep it locked right here to Radio Cayman. Your traffic report brought to you by our good friends at Subway.
From boat days to beach gatherings, leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters, double meat wrap platters, and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway box to go with the option of 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips. For all occasions and celebrations, let Subway focus on the food so you can focus on the fun. Visit subway.ky for catering options. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. At Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
Quitting smoking isn't easy, but it's absolutely possible. Here's how you can do it. 1. Decide you want to quit. 2. Get the help you need. And 3. Follow through. We're here to help you on your journey to kick the habit. Call the Public Health Department on 244-2889 to register for the next course beginning on May 31st. This message is brought to you by the Public Health Department in conjunction with the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
For the record, with Orett Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Orett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Dr. Steve Macfield. Phone lines open. Our toll-free number provided courtesy of Flow. That toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037, 949-6990. Email us at For the Record, one word, For the Record, at candw.ky. WhatsApp us, 925-3261, and you can also call that WhatsApp number as well, but we can only accommodate one caller at a time for that WhatsApp as well. Don't wait until the last segment of the show to call in, because that means that we're limited with the amount of time that we have. Of course, Dr. Macfield and I have so many things to talk about, but we want to hear from you as well. We understand that we do have one caller on hold. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning. I wouldn't be waiting for the last segment.
Yes. Morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing today?
Great, thanks.
We're great.
Yeah, I guess I'm doing good for two old men, right?
Yes,
That's right. Yes. That's right.
Yeah. Not sure what the topic is about this morning, but I want to throw out a few things there. I don't know whether it'll make Cayman more proud of the island or what, because I don't think that we really, most of our people nowadays don't really have the love for the country, for the island, like how our people did back in the day. And I think it's a lot to do with they're not really familiar with a lot of things that the island did, that the people that were before us did back then. Because, there's countries that go to war and stuff because of a football game. That's the love they have for their country. They really love their country. I've been all over the world with football, and those people really love their country. But we're quick to pull up tent and say, well, to hell with it, blah, blah. No. We got to stop that, and we need to start educating our kids about back in the day when this little island was a large producer and exporter. We exported mahogany wood. We exported logwood for dye. We exported rope. We made rope here on the island. We exported turtle meat, turtle shell, and we also
phosphate.
We exported turtle fins to Key West factory to make soup. They were canning soup over there, and we were providing their turtle fins. Back in the early 1800s, we were up to 30 tons of cotton per year. We did phosphate the fertilizer, like you mentioned just now. And we are known to have built over 300 schooners here in Cayman. And Easterners should be really proud, because the first 2-mast schooner that was built up in Gun Bay by Casper Watler alongside the Welcome family.
Okay.
So we are a people that have a lot of history and culture. I know there's people that ask Dr. Macfield sometimes, Caymanians, so-called Caymanians, what is Cayman history, culture? I mean, me being a Caymanian would never ever ask that. I would try and go and there's books out there that you can read. I found it upon the seas, and those kind of books that you can go and read. I get a lot of history by going to a lot of the graveyards and get the tombs, the names and various things off the tombstone and the year that they was born and died and those things. And I kind of go from there, and if I see another person with that particular name, I'll try and see if I can link that deceased to the living person, see if they knew anything. So I try to do my part to try and find out as much as I can. But we have to educate our people, because they don't know anything about the things that we have done. And I mean, for example, who knows that your mom was one of the good teachers right there in the middle of Georgetown. We're part now everybody go in and have a drink and dance up and make noise, not knowing that was a very, very respectable spot back in the day. That was your mom's house where all the Easterners that I know about, I can speak about Easterners, would come down, and if they wanted to have a little rest, rest their legs, or go to the bathroom, that was where they went, because there was no public bathrooms. But now, no, who knows that was your dwelling right there.
Yep.
You know, so we need to start educating our people. I see they voted anonymously on the building the road, but they never touch on the part about what causing us to having to
build more roads. Yes,
millions of dollars to build a road. Why don't we touch on that? Why don't we try to curb that? You know.
Yep.
So we need to stop and smell the roses, man.
So true. So true.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. We're
Thank
gonna grab
you,
another.
Talk to you guys later.
We're gonna grab another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Orett.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well so far. Good morning to you too, Mr. Maxfield.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay, so I know we're not talking about the cars and the roads and all of that.
You can talk about it though. We don't have any particular subject this morning.
Okay, so here's my thing now, Mr. Orett. No, we have a whole lot of people here that are on work permits that are bringing in a lot of cars, renting them out to people, and we know that's not supposed to be happening. Now, we know the law is passed saying that the car can not be over 8 years old and all of that. But trust me, you have person on work permit that are doing 2 and 3 jobs, and people that are here that don't need work permit can't find jobs. So that law is passed. They are doing 2 and 3 jobs. They can bring in the new cars same way, and they have their friends that are Caymanians that are signing papers for them, bringing in the cars as well. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So we have to go with a fine teeth comb in all of these things. We have another thing. We have to go licensing department. There's someone there that are these young people that are coming in with all these bad drivings on the road. They're not going through the right channel, the proper channel to do the test to go on the road, so they don't know the road code.
Yeah.
So it's causing a whole lot of problems on this little island, and some of us Caymanians, we're not understanding that we are the one that are causing these problems as well.
Question for you. Do you believe that those persons who are actually bringing in vehicles and renting them, that they are licensed as a rental company, or they're just simply taking the chance and renting them out and hoping that nothing happens? Because it is putting the general public at risk if those cars are on the road as rental vehicles and someone gets injured. They may not have the type of legal recourse that they would normally have if it was a properly licensed rental company.
That's it. They don't have green plates, so we know it's not fully a rental. We know they're just bringing in for themselves and renting them out because they're clearly not green plate.
So what would your solution be in terms of how would you deal with work permit holders? A person who was allowed to come here to the Cayman Islands to work for a particular employer for a given period of time, would you restrict them solely to that and say, you're not allowed to engage in other businesses? Because we have legislation in place that allows a person, you can purchase property. There is no qualifications whatsoever for you to purchase property in the Cayman Islands. You can be a 40% shareholder in a company as long as the Caymanian is 60%. So we have opened up so many doors to it. What would you do?
Most of these persons that are renting these white plate cars, they are like common folks like myself. So they're not like someone that's in a big job that owns an apartment, has shares in businesses or nothing like that. There's just people that going around and bringing in all these whole heap of underfits and have them out there throwing on the road. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
If you're here on a work permit, I don't think you should have you can have your vehicle, but there should be a limit to the amount of vehicle that should be owned by you in a certain amount of years. I mean,
or that you can import.
Yes, you can't import a car this year and buy a couple of months. I don't want it, mom, sell it, and you import another one. It cannot work like that. Because when you are doing that, what about our children that are coming up?
Yep.
I mean, our road is overcrowded already, and our children are coming out of college, need a job, going to be needing a car, while you are here and you have 6 cars on the road renting out. You have one you're driving, and my God.
Caller, want to thank you. Thank you very much for calling in. Thanks for listening to the show. We encourage you to continue to listen, and we will try to give you an opportunity always to express yourself as well. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Before we go to our commercial break, Paul, just want to recognize one more birthday greeting here. We do have Miss Safina Reed, who's celebrating her 16th birthday and tomorrow. So birthday greetings are coming from your mom, Safina Reed, celebrating her 16th birthday tomorrow. Folks, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, the conversation will continue. The phone lines will be open, so please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
At Doctor's Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctor's Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
I tell you what, I need to find a way to bring my electricity costs down. I don't want to see another high bill next month.
Have you tried doing an energy audit?
A what?
An energy audit. The do-it-yourself energy audits on energy.gov.ky make it easy to find ways to save energy and money in your home or business.
Oh yeah? I'm going to log on to that website right now. What was it again?
Visit energy.gov.ky to download do-it-yourself energy audits for your home or business. There is even a fun activity guide for kids.
Complete an energy audit of your home or business before 31st of May 2023 to be entered into a prize giveaway. Prizes include a $5,000 gift certificate to Home Gas and gift certificates to Cooling Pros, Foam Pros, Cosulest, and Foster's.
Visit energy.gov.ky today and follow the National Energy Policy on Facebook and Instagram.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Orett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Dr. Steve McField. We do have a caller. We'll take that caller in a second, but we do have a WhatsApp message here that I will share with you as well, Doc. It says, good morning, OC and Dr. Steve. Number one, regarding the coronation, what do you think of the Queen being named against the late Queen Elizabeth's wish for Queen Consort? Okay, I think I understand what they mean. Also, King Charles' requirement for people to pledge allegiance to them today. I'll check those out before we answer them. But the one in relation to the Queen Consort, and with her being named the Queen, having the title of Queen as opposed to Queen Consort, that was decided by them. What needs to be understood is that she is not in the line of succession to the throne.
That's right.
So if Charles were to either abdicate or passes on, then William is the next in line to the throne, not the Queen.
Not Camilla.
At all. Yes. Let's grab the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Right here. Later there was calling about the importations of cars and work permit holders owning vehicles driving in the Cayman Islands. With my opinion right now, the way that we going right now, we need to put our foot down. Work permit holders coming in the Cayman Islands to work and to live. I think if they got a work permit, it's supposed to specify exactly what kind of work they're doing. If they got a driving job, well, they're allowed to drive the company's vehicle. And basically that's it. They're not supposed to own no vehicle in the Cayman Islands, drive no vehicle in the Cayman Islands. You probably wouldn't stop it, really, if a Caymanians local are, fronting for them, bringing in vehicles and stuff like that. That's going to be kind of difficult to stop. But when it coming down to say, well, they're probably getting these vehicles and renting them. So, insurance companies, our policy is that insurance can be, I think you like get insurance for anyone and over. Hardly any insurance, I think, really do that now. But you got to be 25 and over to drive a vehicle, right? And probably what they are doing, if they got a license in the Cayman Islands, they get a vehicle, insured probably in the insurance company, and then they get a person with a valid driver's license, the age that they can drive on that insurance, and then they rent it. So it's like you would never catch these people really like that unless you really boycotting them. You understand? So that's basically probably what is happening. Is like they're bringing these cars in, not only they're turning them over, selling them for, a higher price and stuff like that. Sometimes they might even drive them or drive them just the front to make it look like, oh, that's their car for them personally. But when they sold it in less than no time, when they got ordered another one again through a friend or whatever. Now, on the locals, but you got started holders do that to help each other. So it's not like this thing is easy to out, So what I'm saying is that no permit holder in the Cayman Islands, nothing against foreigners. Because like I said, my father was a Cuban, came here in 1955. So I got foreign blood too. So it's nothing but I hate foreigners. And because of the first thing they think about Caymanians don't like foreigners when they stand up in their country for something that, that is enough is enough. Because we can't go to their country and do that. Not even probably go there to even get a frontline job where they come in here and they get everything and tell them about their country and not the Cayman Islands. Like I said, we got stand up. Caymanians is too easy. We are too easy. So this permit thing with with them coming about it driving and owning vehicles. No, it can't work. It's not about Caymanians being bad-minded or anything like that. We got to stand up. You know,
Caller, it seems as if that the government, some politicians are reluctant to take that step in relation to when it comes to work permit holders to restricting their ability to do certain things. For some reason, when it came to the same-sex marriages and when it came to legislating against Caymanians, that was fine. No one had any reluctance, or they made sure that they tried to navigate around the constitutional challenges that may come about. Then all of a sudden now they're concerned about constitutional challenges if we impose restrictions on work permit holders, not realizing, as the Dr. Steve Macfield has reminded us on more than one occasion, that of Section 16 of our Constitution that allows, us to do certain things, and also for people to remember that their ability to work in the Cayman Islands, it is not a right, but it is a privilege.
That's right. It's a privilege.
Exactly. Like they say, in Caymanians, they tell us when we say we are, most of the foreigners would say that, but we think that we are entitled. We are entitled. This is our Cayman Islands. We are entitled. We are entitled to certain things. We are entitled to food, shelter, clothing, and a good, decent life of living. We are entitled to that. You understand? So we make nobody come here and fool us and tell us that we're not entitled, because they're entitled in their country, but just a lot of them come from a poor class country where they can't get what we can get. You understand? And then they expect to come here and grab up what we have. And they came out with their own lazy and they won't work and they'll just die and run us down. No, man. Our forefathers built this country and they come here and say they build it. They build all the buildings on their road because half of them is on the buildings now. You understand? So what they're going up there for, a Caymanian is not going up there for. Nowadays, people are working construction is getting less than what it was. What it was making way back in the days.
Okay, caller.
I mean, we can't talk about these politicians or politicians.
Yep.
You understand? Because they never have the cojones to deal with these permit holders. Because number one, that importation of cars and stuff, that's another revenue for government. Again, just take the work permit. People come here and they don't even have work. They don't even have work. Our own locals are open work permit. Just to have them here, probably get money on the side to have them here and stuff. When they come here, they get involved in all kinds of illegal activities. You understand? Buying numbers, probably importation of firearms and drugs and all kind of stuff. When they come here, they sell food, they sell liquor, they do all kind of stuff. But if a Caymanian try that, just back down Caymanian doors.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you very much, caller, for that. We're going to try to grab another caller in the meantime. Next caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing, under the circumstances, best as I can. How's Dr. Steele?
I'm okay. How are you, sir?
I'm not too bad. Yeah. The funeral of my eldest brother Bergman is going to be a week from Saturday, the 13th of May, 10 o'clock at the Wesleyan Holiness Church.
Okay.
Yeah. So it'll come out, but I'm sure it'll be posted in time for everyone to see.
Yes.
Yeah. However, now, the first thing I want to say to OC about the seaman. I think one day, every week, there should be some particular part of your show that entertains a seaman to say something or the experience of their life as seamen. Dr. Maxfield, myself, and others should have some chance to elevate and enlighten people of what we went through. I feel very, very annoyed the way that the seaman situation has been handled on this island, because I don't know who has the interest to highlight and trying to see that we're on the front line into the present situation. We're like a forgotten crew.
But you do have an association that represents you.
Hello. I don't want to go there about the association. I would like you, sir, as my friend, to take the time and the interest to see that we have an opportunity to come on your show and give a little bit of time and experience what we went through. I'm not depending on the association because I will not go there. Another thing is Dr. McField might be able to answer this question. Is it a law that one taxi lady I know very well, respected lady who drives taxi, and she refused to put the banner on the back of her car saying taxi? Is that a law?
I don't know. I haven't researched the traffic law in where it relates to taxi cabs and what is prescribed for them to get a taxi license. I would have to do that. But I'll do that over the weekend. I'm glad you brought that. I'll do that over the weekend.
That would be interesting because, again, I see specifically Caymanians are being penalized in certain categories or certain areas they work or try to get into, while the lady before me are talking about people coming in here and just going haywire and do as they like. Thirdly, I will get off. I want to say this. This big development is going on Morgan's Harbor Road, Batabanu Road. I think that boils down to a national disgrace with our leaders would give permission for something like that in a real watery place, not exactly swamp, but wetlands, where you have places to do your farming, and now they're going to put major development there. What's going to happen? I'm asking the authorities what's going to happen about the neighbors around there in case we get bothered. In one time or the other, we will get it. Why give permission to that before calling the community together and getting some input?
Now, there was a meeting that was held by former Director of Planning, Mr. Kenneth Ebanks. Did you attend that, and what transpired from that meeting?
I was invited to speak at that meeting, which I said my piece.
Okay.
And this is why I come on the show and tell you it is not right. It should never have been going ahead like that, because we are somebody in the District of Wesley too. Give us a chance to voice our opinion, okay? What it boils down, what it boils down to, money and glory. That's it. I will say this now, you know what? I am not short of saying right now, I think it is better for us to call a by-election, because people are disgusted, fed up with what's going on here, in no respect for the indigenous or even younger Caymanians that's coming up. It is really ridiculous. So that's what I would say. Call election, man. Let's get it going.
So,
thank you very much and have a pleasant day, man.
Dr. Maxfield has a question for you.
So, sir, the land in which they're building residential, this is residential apartments?
I understand residential apartment and gas station as well.
Yeah, well, okay. What is the zoning on that area then? Is the land zoned for agriculture alone, or is for mixed development, commercial and residential?
Well, agriculture, and I'll take a chance to say supposedly residential, but if it is residential, it doesn't mean that you can go haywire and just flood the part with construction, everything, condos, apartments, and everything, because what's going to happen to people around the area? You're really stifling the people out of this world, you know.
Well, sir, I have to tell you, once it's residential, and the planning the planning department gives permission that for the density, the amount of apartments that you can build on the property, you can do unless you get the change, unless you
change the zoning.
You get the zoning change.
That is right. Thank you. That's why we need a change. We need a change in the government in order to get a
change in the zoning.
Thank you very much.
All right.
I hope they're listening because I got broad shoulders.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Have a good day. Thank you.
Before we go to the commercial break, last week, one of our listeners sent me photographs of her yard during certain times when it rained. And the emphasis there is that if that area adjacent to her or near her is built up, is elevated, then it means, water has to go somewhere. Water is going to find its own level, and it's going to flood, the areas as well. But very interesting. We'll, see what happens in the District of West Bay. But to me, the same way, I would imagine that something like that, maybe environmental impact assessment should be done for that too.
That is something you should jump on.
Yes,
that's something that they should jump on to.
Let's take the commercial break. We do have a caller on hold. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, K-Man.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
We still don't know the true impact of non-communicable diseases like diabetes and cancer on our people. This is why, from June 3rd to July 31st, 3,300 adults from all 3 islands will be chosen to participate in the STEPS 2023 National Health Survey. Results from this survey will allow the Ministry of Health and Wellness to take a data-driven approach to making healthcare policy decisions now and for the future. Log on to www.gov.ky/steps to learn more.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
It's time to celebrate 40 years of Cayman Carnival Batabanoo. 40 years of tradition, culture, making history. Experience the rhythm, the energy, the excitement of Batabanoo under the theme All Nations One Celebration. On Saturday, May 6th, celebrate Cayman Islands, Honduras, Jamaica, India, Cuba, Panama, Mexico, Trinidad, and the U.S. through music, dance, and stunning costumes. The parade starts at 1 p.m. from 7 Mile Public Beach and ends at Seafarers Way, Georgetown. For the food festival and the last lap street dance with 3 music stages to enjoy. Cayman Carnival Batabanoo, Saturday, May 6th, starting at 1 p.m. from 7 Mile Beach. Join us celebrating 40 years of a colorful melting pot of nations. Visit CaymanCarnival.com for more information.
For the record, with Orett Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Orett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Dr. Steve Macfield. We have about 8 minutes before we go to our headline news, so we're going to grab the caller rather than having them hold on too long. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you, my friend?
I am doing good, my friend. Good morning to the doc.
Good morning, sir. How are you this morning?
I am good here on the dock. I am good, enjoying the beautiful morning. I just want to say regarding that lady that called just now, voicing her opinion so strongly, she's absolutely correct. And what disturbs me a little bit, OC, and I think I mentioned it before, was, and I didn't mention this part of it, was when our premier came on the talk show regarding the situation with the vehicles. It looks bad for his cabinet or his group not to be there consulting these issues with him, for him just to take on these issues by himself and put it out there to the public regarding those vehicles and things like that. Like, I keep repeating myself, but I'm against the amount of vehicles coming into this country.
Mm-hmm.
But I also have to stress, and I said it before, by them restricting these policies on these vehicles that has already passed on Monday, it has not helped the Caymanians in no form or fashion for them to strive and get something for them to take their families where they have to go or them themselves to work. It has put the people now in a bind. And I said before, they should have started first with the immigration to see what's happening coming into the country. Start from there. Don't just lock everything off and now the Caymanians got to suffer for the guilty. And it's a sad situation to know because it can't be changed.
Mm-hmm. But don't you think that there is some merit to limiting the age of vehicles coming into the island? Do you think that when we weigh that against the affordability of people, we have to look at the disposal issue in terms of the age of vehicles? So don't you think that there is some merit to restricting the age of vehicles to come into the country?
I must agree, or see, I have to agree.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said already too, when I voiced my opinion regarding that, was some older vehicles. Now we're talking about 7 years gone. Now that would be around 2014, 16, 12, something like that. I've been seeing 2007, 2008 vehicles in better condition than a 2012 vehicle. But what happened was, to spoil the system, is when let's say I have a 2006 Honda Fit, and I don't want that no more. So I took it off the system in government, and it's sitting there. It still runs, but it's not to me in quality condition.
Mm-hmm.
Now I go and buy a 2016 vehicle to advance my little years up and make it look a little better.
Mm-hmm.
And someone comes and buy that vehicle, relicense it, put it on the road, which I should be the fault for that, because I should simply say, no, I want to crush the vehicle and get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
Sell it to them cheap, $800, $900, get rid of it cheap. They put it back on the road, and now it becomes a road issue. These kind of things is what caused the government to look in and close these. I'm agreeing with it, but what I am disagreeing with is that the people for the Caymanians, now we, the Caymanians, are going to suffer for what other people has done, and whether it's Caymanians that cause it on themselves or foreigners that cause it on the Caymanians, I don't know that.
Well, caller, the statistics show that we are processing between 4,500 to 5,000 work permits per month.
Mm-hmm.
The work permit population has grown, I would say, from before COVID to now, from the 25,000 up to 38,000 work permits. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the premier said there's something like 500 cars a month coming in or more.
It got to be more than that.
More than that. Okay. So
yeah. And another thing, Doc.
So if all of those people are able to buy a car and two when they come,
yeah,
it seems to me that is the way that would have been the first thing to do to stop the acceleration of so many cars coming into the country, the growth of cars coming in. If you limit them to not having a car, and because a work permit is not a right, it's a privilege. And so you can put conditions on the work permits. And one of the conditions you could put on the work permit is that you can come, you can work for a certain amount of years or a certain amount of months, but to import a car or to fish in our waters and take over stuff, you have to have a license from the government. And to bring a car, you have to get permission from the government after you have arrived, and so forth. Don't you think that would have solved a major part of the problem?
But I've been voicing that on the radio time and time again. If we don't have restrictions in this country, the country cannot be cured from the infrastructure of buildings, rapid, or the fluctuation of these vehicles on the road, or the waters being demolished or diminished by people fishing it out and everything else. There have to be laws, and it has nothing to do with the age of the vehicles overriding in the condition of the vehicles. It's not the age. Because, like I said, I see vehicles here at a new age and in worse condition.
But the age part has to do with the parts, the availability of parts.
Yes, the parts, because they're Japanese vehicles and they're very difficult to get the parts. I own 3, and I know exactly how it goes. And the thing about it is, if we don't have restrictions on our, like what you said, on our work permits with people owning, I keep saying, our government should be like China. You can come here, you can work here, but you can't buy a vehicle and you can't buy a house. That is how our country should be. In that way, we would have solutions long time to these problems.
Yep. Okay, caller, thank you very much for that. We've reached top of the hour. Headline news. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Radio Cayman,
the voice,
the heart, the soul of the Cayman Islands.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Health Services Authority.
Saturday brings Cayman Carnival Barabanu celebrations, and with it, the associated road closures. From tonight at 6:30 through 3 a.m., there'll be closures in Georgetown along Goring, Fort Street, and Seafarers Way. Then tomorrow between 11 and 6, drivers can expect a full closure of West Bay Road between Lime, Tree Bay Avenue, and the 7-mile Public Beach Roundabout. The leader of Russia's Wagner Group has threatened to withdraw his troops from the Ukrainian city of Bakhmut by Wednesday in a row over ammunition. His statement came after he posted a gruesome video of him walking among dead fighters' bodies, asking defense officials for more supplies. Russia has been trying to capture the city for months despite its questionable strategic value. The head of Wagner pinned his decision squarely on the defense ministry. And China has accused Canada of, quote, slander and defamation after it said Beijing targeted a member of its parliament and his family. Today, China said the allegation that it attempted to intimidate conservative MT Michael Chong over his anti-China stance was, quote, nonsense. The 51-year-old previously accused China of human rights abuses. Canada is considering expelling Chinese diplomats over the issue and summoned its ambassador on Thursday. Those are your headlines. I'm Carsley Fuller.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
The Headline News are brought to you by Health Services Authority.
HSA's cardiology clinic is now located at Smith Road Medical Center. Our cardiology team provides expert care and treatment for heart conditions such as coronary artery disease, heart failure, arrhythmias, hypertension, congenital heart diseases, among others. The new location offers state-of-the-art cardiac diagnostic testing, including echocardiograms, ECGs, and stress tests. To contact, call 949-8600. At HSA, your heart matters to us.
For the record, with Orett Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Orett Connor. continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. Paul, if we have any callers, a few WhatsApp messages and that I want to share and respond to some of our questions that we had as well. So, tomorrow, Miss Emma May Walton in the BRAC will be 85 years of age, God willing. So, big birthday shout-outs and birthday greetings coming from the people of the BRAC. Miss Emma May Walton, she's from Spot Bay, and everyone is wishing her happy 85th birthday tomorrow. So, Doc, one writer queried about the pledge. So I'll go back to an article in the BBC, and it says, coronation, public invited to swear allegiance to King Charles. So that's where that emanated in terms of the person questioning it. I'm having problems with my cursor. Do I curse the cursor? No, I can't do that on radio. Let me try it and see if I can activate it. Otherwise, I'm unable to scroll. Oh, here we go. Okay, so it says, people watching the coronation will be invited to join a quote-unquote chorus of millions to swear allegiance to the king and his heirs, organizers say. The public pledge is one of several striking changes to the ancient ceremony revealed on Saturday. In a coronation full of firsts, female clergy will play a prominent role, and the king himself will pray out loud. Christian service will also see religious leaders from different faiths actively take part in it as well. So that is where the public is being, those there and those person watching, asking to give this pledge to
because that's a reaction.
King Charles.
That's a reaction from a large number of people who are against him becoming king.
And the monarchy, and we see more and more Commonwealth countries moving towards being a republic as well.
And there's a lot of demonstration. And going to be a lot of demonstration on that day, too. And that's the reason why he's asking to. They're asking for this common pledge to this common pledge to show that there was the support, to show that people have support. That the monarchy is actually supported.
But shouldn't that come natural? If you should be naturally inclined to do that, and if you're not naturally inclined to do it, you just simply don't do it. That's like begging people to say, begging someone to say, "Tell me you love me."
That's right.
You're begging them to say it.
Well, that's right. That shows you that there's a question about his popularity.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, no question about that. So we have a few more WhatsApp messages, and we're going to share those as well with you. One of your, I think, Paul, we have a call coming in on WhatsApp as well. Looks like nothing. Okay, here we go. We're going to find the other WhatsApp messages that we do have here coming in as well. And let's go. Having a little difficulty there. Having a little difficulty. Bear with me. Okay. Yeah, we do have a WhatsApp call coming in now, Paul. You want to play it now?
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
I'm hearing feedback. Anyway,
okay.
I will quickly get to the point, which is I attended a meeting in West Bay regarding the potential flooding due to the new development.
I
just want to say that, first of all, that meeting was what I call too little and too very late. Because those things were approved. Planning meetings are open to the public. I don't know who's developing them, but Caymanians need to stop being reactive and start being proactive.
Mm-hmm.
I say that because I lived in the area a long time. I know during Ivan, the sea came all the way from the Barabanu, from the North Sound, through Morgan's Harbor, all the way down past the police station. There were fish swimming. So that whole stretch of miles of land, there have been condos and homes and apartments being built for years now. Nobody has questioned it, but it needs to be questioned because of the low-lying areas. There needs to be a proper plan. I'm not defending anything. I'm just stating the fact that we have to stop being so reactive and look ahead and try to plan for the long term. Of course, we have no long-term plan. That's the problem. But I do agree it is a concern. But also, I also wanted to make a note that the late Mr. Bergman Ebang says his brother just called in and said his funeral is next Saturday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
But for those who knew him, he was an example of the Iron Men of that generation. We will never see men like that again, who were sailors, who were businessmen, who learned things. There weren't any colleges, but they knew more than the college students of today.
Oh, definitely.
And they knew how to make it happen physically or practically as well, not just mental knowledge. And the things that I personally saw him do and accomplish with his hands and his mind are amazing. So that's a whole generation of men like him. Others in recent times have passed away, quite a few, unfortunately. But I just wanted to extend my respect to him and condolences to his family.
Thank you very much, caller. Well articulated. Yes. Well articulated. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Okay. One of our listeners has written in and said, that is a good idea about the seamen. Maybe through the Seafarers Association, seamen could be rostered once per week to provide a 15-minute highlight of their seafaring life. Maybe this could be sponsored by some of the corporate citizens who have now benefited from the sacrifice and contribution made by our seamen. So the person says that they support that as well. And maybe the Minister of Culture could sponsor it as well. Now, of course, don't forget now we have the historical vignettes that we play here on Radio Cayman as well. But it appears to me as if this person and the person who called in, they're asking for specific representation of our seamen. And it's an excellent idea. And I know there's a friend of mine, I haven't heard from her in a few days, but, she would be a strong proponent, of that as well in terms of recognizing our seamen. She even wants a holiday designed specifically to recognize our seamen. Now, whether or not it means changing the name of one of her holidays to something else, but she certainly is in support of that. So, Doc, I'm going to go give a little bit more about this public swearing in. So the article goes on to say that the public will be given an active role in the ceremony for the first time, with people around the world set to be asked to cry out and swear allegiance to the king. This homage of the people replaces the traditional homage of peers, where hereditary peers swear allegiance to the new monarch. Instead, everyone in the abbey and watching at home will be invited to pay homage in what Lambeth Place described as, and I quote, a chorus of millions, close of quote as well. So, like to say it again, so they're saying that it is intended to replace the homage of peers that would normally be given as well. But very interesting, very interesting.
Charles I was beheaded by Lord Cromwell because he defied Parliament, and refused to hold Parliament. And then Charles II, his son, was exiled in France, and then England was without a monarch for 12 years. England was a republic for 12 years, was administered by Lord Cromwell. And then Charles II came back. And that is when they start having political parties in England. They were called the Whigs and the Tories.
Mm-hmm.
And then they develop into the Conservatives and the Labour. And I don't know what this Charles III is going to bring, but it seems like every Charles that has been ascended to the crown have brought some significant changes in England.
Okay, I'm Googling. I'm trying to find. Oh, okay. I'm going to change gears a little bit and go to the BRAC. Do I have enough time, Paula, or you want me to take the commercial break first? We have 2 minutes. Okay. So just want to say that when there was this water shortage in the BRAC,
yes,
we did hear, people call in and voice their concerns and their opinions, and rightly they should. Now, we see here on the 1st of May, the Water Authority issued a press release, and I'm going to share it. It says, Water Authority Cayman would like to inform customers in Cayman Brac that much progress has been made to resolve the recent challenge of meeting the higher than normal demand for water. Initial works on both the containerized reverse osmosis plant and the main plant have been carried out over the past 2 weeks and have now resulted in the water production being at or near full capacity. This improved performance is now allowing the authority to increase its reservoir storage levels, and ordering for truck water is cautiously returning to normal. Additionally, the increase in production has shortened the wait time for trucked water deliveries so that all such orders are now being delivered the following business day or at a later date when specifically requested by the customer. All customers are encouraged to continue conserving water where possible. This can be achieved by using only what water is needed and constant surveilling of one's plumbing and storage tanks to urgently identify and repair any leaks. All truck water customers are reminded to continue monitoring their own supply and call in advance to place their delivery orders. And this is a quote. We have seen something is wrong. We have seen many of our Cayman Brac customers, many of our Cayman Brac customers adjust their water habits over the past couple of weeks in response to a request to conserve. Special mention is made of our trucked water customers. We want to thank all of our customers for their continued efforts to use water wisely, states Dr. Julia Frederick Van Genderen, Director of the Water Authority. The Water Authority thanks all its Cayman Brac customers for their patience and understanding during this challenging time. And I would say to people, the same way that you call and you complain about it, and like I said, you have a right to do so, and sometimes that is the only way that you get the persons in charge get their attention. But in the same breath, when things are going right, when they have been corrected, they should be acknowledged for that as well. Just my thought. I may catch hell for it, but I say that. There's a saying: you give credit when credit is due.
But
right?
Why is it that you have? Why is it that they have to truck water in Cayman Brac? I thought that we don't have to truck water in Grand Cayman.
It's not all pipe. Not all households are connected.
Why not?
And then those farmers and stuff like that as well, I believe.
Well, you think that should be a priority?
Yeah, you would have thought. And there are people who are calling for that as well, bearing in mind that I think in most instances what the Water Authority has been doing is they have been funding a lot of their infrastructural works from their revenues as opposed, what they're allowed to, because remember now they have to remit a certain amount back to central government as well, and they have been funding it that way as opposed to going out and borrowing, because then it's going to cost more and it's going to cost the customers more as well. Gone way past the commercial break. Folks, we do have a caller in hold. We will take that caller as soon as we return, so please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
West Bay Pharmacy. Personalized medicine, customized care to meet your specific needs. Your body is unique to you. Your medicine should be too. Whether you're seeking individual specific medication, correct size dosages, or simply better tasting medicine, ask your pharmacist or healthcare provider about how compounding at West Bay Pharmacy can increase your treatment options, not only for your family, but for your pets too. West Bay Pharmacy, open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sundays and most holidays from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Ensuring your existing appliances and equipment are cleaned and maintained regularly is an easy way to improve energy efficiency in your home.
Have your air conditioning equipment serviced by a professional. Make sure bathroom and kitchen exhaust fans and refrigerator coils are cleaned regularly, because the harder your appliances have to work, the higher your bills will be.
The do-it-yourself energy audits on energy.gov.ky make it easy to find ways to save energy and money in your home or business.
Complete an energy audit of your home or business before 31st of May 2023 to be entered into a prize giveaway. Prizes include a $5,000 gift certificate to Home Gas and gift certificates to Cooling Pros, Foam Pros, Costyless, and Foster's.
To learn more, visit energy.gov.ky today and follow the National Energy Policy on Facebook and Instagram.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget. Our custom closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
For the record, with Orett Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Orett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. My pleasure to have in the studio with me this morning none other than Dr. Steve McField. We do have 2 callers on hold. Let's go to the phone lines. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. O'Connor.
Morning, sir. How are you?
Okay, and good morning to Dr.
Good
Steve.
morning, sir.
Yes, this new law that they're planning on making now concerning cars, any cars more than 7 years old are not allowed on the island. When our young people go to work, to check for work after they graduate, one of the first questions they ask our young people is, do you have transportation? Right?
Mm-hmm. Or some jobs may require you to have it, your own transport. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now when our young people come out of school now, right, and they have to buy a car that's no less than 7 years old, you know what kind of money that is that they have to find? That's almost going to be, by the time they finish paying the bank back, by the time they finish paying the bank back for that car, you know, they could have probably bought a piece of land. So when these foreigners come around here and not satisfied with the money that they're making, you know, no, that's not good enough. They come here, and these are the kind of problems they're causing for our young Caymanian people. Okay? So why should our young Caymanian people now be set and put in a position where they have to buy a car that could cost enough to buy a piece of land? And then when they go to the bank to try to get a loan to buy the piece of land, which costs just as much as the car, the bank don't want to give them the loan for the land. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, caller. And Doc, just for clarity there for the call as well, he said that referred to the law that they're seeking to pass. The regulations have already been amended by Cabinet, so it came into effect on Monday, the 1st of May. So they're in effect already.
Yeah, so all they did but regulations to the customs and import law.
Yeah. Where I have a problem, and I guess the data will show that as well, is there a huge difference between a 2023, right?
23,
so that would be 2016. 2016. Is there's a difference between a 2016 vehicle and a 2017 vehicle in terms of the price when you're getting them out of Taiwan and
no,
China?
not out of Taiwan and Canada.
Right.
No, there's not a difference, much difference at all.
Exactly. And when those, we have seen that there are other jurisdictions that have even more stricter imports. Some go 4 or 5 years. Some may go 10 years as well.
Right.
But when those exporters in Japan realize that those vehicles can no longer be exported, if they really want to sell the later model cars, they're going to have to adjust their prices, to suit that as well. So I believe that when those people talk about prices, that they're crying wolf. That's my belief, my personal belief, that they're crying wolf, over the whole system. And my other point is that what we're trying to achieve in terms of the additional costs financially and environmentally in the Cayman Islands, that the price of a vehicle should not factor as highly into that as the other important issues that we need to address.
Yes, like education, environment, and so forth.
Exactly. Let's grab the next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, good morning, OC. Me again.
Good morning.
Bartleman. I just want to really call and say to Water Authority, Dr. Frederick Day and her crew here in her crew here on the Brock, they have really stepped up to the plate, and they have really started to do a much more superior supplying to the people since they have resolved some solution to what's the problem.
Great.
And it's let me be the first to say I appreciate all they have done, because now if I call order water today, I know it's gonna be there Monday morning. It not on Sunday and Saturday. So they have really stepped up now instead of making it a week and plus they can manage to bring at least in the next either the other day or 3 days after. So it's a big improvement, and I really appreciate what they've done and what they're doing for the people here on the block. They're doing their best, and that's all that matters. Once they do their best, that's all that matters, and they're doing a great job.
Caller, that old saying that the greasy wheel is the one that gets the oil. Absolutely nothing wrong with you guys calling and bringing to the public's attention your plight over there. And my point was just simply that the same way that we call upon them to do something when they've done it, it's always good to acknowledge. And I thank you for calling.
And the next thing, caller, that you should be advocating for is for pipe water throughout the island, because it's a small island.
Well, that's where they're heading now. They're doing the pipeline throughout the island, and they're up. They're pretty much there. They're 3/4 of the way. So the little problems that they having because of whatever technical issues, they come to a point where you can see that they are resolving it, and they're trying their very best, because they look like they're working overtime to resolve the issues. So they did tremendous job within the last 2 weeks. 3 weeks, they had done a tremendous job to make sure that the people are satisfied. So they're doing an outstanding job right now. I can tell them about that.
Thank you.
Like when my father said, we're I forget how you put it now. We're when a man has to be praised, you praise him. They're not beyond. So I give them praise for what they're doing.
Thank you very much, caller, for that. Before we go to the commercial break, I'll share this one with you. This person is talking about flooding. And, there were two things. This one says, yes, that's true about Mr. Bergman and other seamen, and some of them are lying on their backs at home or in hospitals now, and we should give, more attention to them. And then they go on to say that people can have a deep well dug in their yard. I have a 16-foot deep well with 14-foot well from 1989. Person said they moved into their house and their yard, and every day it gets fresher. It's actually better than the city water, they claim as well. So and in some areas in Grand Cayman you can find that water lens.
Oh yes,
that
I have
nice
3
and
wells
fresh.
at my. I don't have any city water.
Yeah.
I have 3 wells. One is for my house, one is for my pool, and one is for my garden. I'd have 3 wells on my properties, and it's all great fresh water. And it used to be fresher than that until some people came into the neighborhood, and we have a lot of fissures, cracks in that area, and some people were, until we alerted, the authorities were just putting covering the holes with pipe up and putting the pipe in them and running their sewage in it, and we had to stop them from doing that. But the water's really good there.
Excellent. Folks, we're going to take a commercial break. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
She hear clunk and her car stop. I was just about to send her some money, so I send it straight to her JN Money Transfer card. It cost me less, and perhaps she use the card, pay the garage right away. She'll get discount through the JN Rewards program in Jamaica. This card make things easy. You can even get funds at any multi-link ATM.
JN Money Transfer Card. Fast, affordable, convenient. Tell your loved ones in Jamaica about it. Sign up is free.
So much happening, so fast, too much. It is hard for me to follow my healthcare instructions. The private counseling with West Bay Pharmacy literally saved my life.
At West Bay Pharmacy, we know how complex medications can be. Our pharmacists are delighted to offer you personalized one-on-one healthcare counseling, free medication review, therapeutic callbacks, and we will liaise with your physician to ensure you receive the best in quality medical care.
Quality of life has a whole new meaning with the right pharmacy to support you. Thank you, West Bay Pharmacy.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner. Now you can WhatsApp your West Bay Pharmacy prescriptions to 516-0777.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
Washing your clothes in cold water can save you 90% of your washing machine energy usage.
Using LED light bulbs uses 75% less energy than regular bulbs, and they last 25 times longer. Keeping your appliances and equipment cleaned and maintained regularly will reduce your monthly electricity bill.
The do-it-yourself energy audits on energy.gov.ky make it easy to find ways to save energy and money in your home or business.
Complete an energy audit of your home or business before 31st of May 2023 to be entered into a prize giveaway. Prizes include a $5,000 gift certificate to Home Gas and gift certificates to Cooling Pros, Foam Pros, Costulest, and Foster's.
To learn more, visit energy.gov.ky today and follow the National Energy Policy on Facebook and Instagram.
The Department of Agriculture would like to inform the public that animal-related import-export services contact hours have changed. For all animal-related travel inquiries, permit application process, and in-person visitations, visit doa.gov.ky or their Facebook or Instagram page at Agriculture Cayman to view the new hours. Call 947-3090 for more information.
For the record, with Orett Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matter. For the record, with Orett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Dr. Steve McField. I just see a press release issued by the National Trust regarding the East-West Arterial and the private members motion. It is fairly long, so I won't even attempt to read it this morning, but I will certainly read it over the next few days, and hopefully we'll be able to dissect it and share some of it with you as well. Meanwhile, one of our listeners has written in and said, good morning to you and Dr. Steve. Just wondering if the mosquito spray plane or truck have started to spray yet. The mosquitoes in Red Bay are so plentiful, I can't even go on my patio to say hello to my plants until 12 o'clock. And I'm going to just interrupt there for a second and say even 12 o'clock with the hot sun out, there were times when once the sun came out, the mosquitoes wouldn't be too bad, but that doesn't prevent them at all now. Person says that it reminds me of the 50s. Thanks for your input as well. I am made to understand that the plane is operational now. I've heard some people talk about the fact that they have heard it flying over as well. But I guess it's going to, even with the spraying, depending on what is being used, whether or not it affects the mosquitoes right away, or whether or not it's the pellets that have to be to release something first. I'm not sure, but hopefully in the next few days we will see a change. I know, for instance, when we finish cycling in the mornings and at the junction of Hearst Road and the East-West Arterial, you can't stay there for any more than about a minute or so, as well. What about your experience, Doc? With
my experience is really bad too. When I come home in the evenings, in the evenings, and I'm coming through my gate, it's hard to me to get my door open, my gate open, because as you get out of the car, you feel them, and when you're leaving in the morning, it's the same thing. As you open your gate, you can feel them, and they're sort of different kind of mosquitoes now from the others. They're really dark, and they're not gray like some of the other mosquitoes. They're really dark, and they really sick you real hard. It's like they're stinging you instead of usually, some of the mosquitoes they pitch on you, they stick your blood, and you can't feel it.
Right, yes. Until you feel that little itch after, and by then they're full of blood.
They're full of blood, yes.
Okay, so one person says, yes, they are in West Bay. But the trucks are in West Bay until late at night. What else do we have here? Do I have another one? This one says, This person says that they have a very important question. Hope the subjects are, is it ethical or even humane for a licensed gun owner of the Cayman Islands to approach individuals who are not even on their property with a firearm for picking fruits off of a tree? That is happening in the road. I'm just wondering, is that big enough threat for those types of responses? Should that person be classed as fit to possess a firearm in the first place? Why I ask this is because it's happening and it's very disappointing and unprofessional. If it were me, it would have ended up a lot different, because I personally would have contacted 911 and even other departments in government. To me, you have the right to deal with the situation. This goes on pretty long. Let me see if I can paraphrase it. Person saying no right to brandish a gun. Gun license, from a legal standpoint, Doc, they're issued for usually for hunting.
Hunting, yes.
As well as to be used on the firing range.
Yes.
And in some instances, licensed businesses may be the holder of a gun license as well, but it should not be used to threaten someone.
To threaten someone, that's an offense.
Yes,
actually.
yes. So something like this should be reported.
Yes, that should be reported immediately. That is an offense, because if you threaten someone with a firearm who's not even threatening you or is no threat to you, that is a very serious offense, and whoever's doing that should report that to the RCIP as soon as possible.
Yep. Okay, we have 3 callers on hold. We're going to try to grab 2 before we go to the commercial break, 1 afterwards. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, good morning. It's me again.
Yes, sir.
I just want to make a short comment. For the caller before to say about we are reactive, this is the only, shall I say, avenue we have to be reactive, because those that are elected should have been the ones to be proactive. That's what they're paid for. Fantastic salaries to represent us. So they should have been the ones to really represent us in this situation, not for us to take it up. It should have been proactive from the authorities in others that live here, Caymanians as well. So that's all I want to say. They should have been the proactive ones, and then we should have followed if necessary. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, caller. Next caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Orett Connor.
Good morning again, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Dr. Steve again.
Good morning.
Well, when it comes to off-rig, it's good in a way that incident occurred with George E. Banks while he was there. Because George made us know the truth. That off-rig do not take serious complaints seriously. And that was one of their main reasons with the problems they were having with George. Because he took the complaints seriously in looking into them. Okay? And then, when this contract was signed, this 25-year contract was signed by a member of the Legislative Assembly who was an employee at CUC just before becoming a member of the Legislative Assembly. That's the first problem that started right there. Prohibits and Waldo. So he can hide all he wants, okay? And it's CUC that is causing the poor people in this country more problems than anybody else. Because as soon as CUC like they'll go up, everybody else going up with their prices too. And then government sit down like they can't do nothing about it. And who knows who got shares in CUC? Who knows? I know a lot of the big shots around here do. And then who are the board members for CUC? Okay? The government are allowing CUC to become legal thieves.
So any advice? Yeah. I believe that agreement is coming up for negotiations in the next few years. Any advice to the government? Any suggestions in terms of who should be leading those negotiations for the government? Oh, callers hung up. Paul, any other callers on hold? Let's take our last commercial break now, and then we can then go straight through until 10 o'clock if you want to. You ready? Ready for that? Want to take the commercial break now? Okay, folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and respiratory illnesses are among the top causes of death in Cayman every year. From June 3rd until July 31st, the Ministry of Health and Wellness will conduct the STEPS 2023 National Health Survey to better understand the prevalence of non-communicable diseases within our nation. Log on to www.gov.ky/steps to learn more.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone, and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay.
No one can stop me when I taste the feel.
Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
Have you recently quit smoking? Are you having trouble fighting the urge? Breathing deeply can help when the urge strikes. Take deep breaths and imagine your lungs filling up with fresh, clean air. Get more tips like this at the Smoking Cessation Program at the Public Health Department. Classes begin on Wednesday, May 31st. Call 244-2889 for registration. This message is brought to you by the Public Health Department in conjunction with the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
For the record, with Orett Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Orett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We're on the last leg of the show this morning. Paul, if we don't have any callers on hold, why don't we close the phone lines off? I have a few more things to share, a few WhatsApp messages to share as well. And I know Doc likes it when we have the phone lines open, because he is then able to get the feel the pulse of the people, in terms of what they're saying. Mm-hmm. But I want to give you an opportunity for some comments as well. One of our listeners has shared this with us, and it says, it is ultimately up to Caymanians to ensure that our people are included in the success that we are building. And then they sent this image, and it shows a gentleman by the name of Khalid Al-Alamina, Khalid Al-Alamina, and it says, the expatriate worker did not land in this country by parachute. He came with a visa which was issued to him by our government. If there is no need for him, then don't ask him to come. But please do not insult expatriate workers and hurt their dignity. They have come to help and assist us in this highly connected global economy, the mass migration of skilled and even unskilled workers has become a necessity. And I would add to that we here in the Cayman Islands acknowledge that and share the fact that it has become a necessity to have skilled and unskilled workers in the Cayman Islands. But what we have to recognize and we have to acknowledge that whatever we do, whatever privileges that we extend to others, it should never, ever be at the expense of the indigenous peoples. Never, ever. When that happens, then you are putting them over and above the indigenous people, and that should never happen. Doc?
Yeah, that's true. And one of the things that has caused that and causes that is that there's no immersion into the culture and heritage of Cayman. Who we are, I don't think so. I don't many people even understands that they talk about Cayman is unique and so forth, but they do not even understand why we are different from other parts of the Caribbean, and parts of the world. And like I go back to this immigration test that they have about answering so many questions. That really doesn't help. That is not an indicator of that you understands Caymanian culture and stuff, and that you're immersed in the Cayman culture and heritage. That is only a questionnaire that you have to answer to be able to get a particular thing, but it is not indicative of the fact that you have learned about anything about a people that you're coming in, that you come in to visit their country and to work and to stay. That's a problem. And we have our part too to play.
Yes,
we have our part too to play too, because we know, I know, and you know, we lived abroad in the metropoles, and they were all saying that because of who we were, that we have to work twice as hard as everybody else. And that I carried out all through my life.
Yes.
To make sure that I am more than qualified of what they're looking for, so that I can be able to get a seat at the table. That is a fact. That's a truism. And I was thinking the other day about the fact that I was driving home and we were talking about the schools and Mr. Bush was talking about qualified teachers to teach in the school and so forth and stuff in the West Bay schools. Well, we have a university college. Why is it that we don't have a school there for teachers? We have a school for nurses to train nurses. So why is it that we don't have a school to train teachers to teach our children in our schools? And it seems to me that the priority would be to train our children to be able at least to get entry levels into the jobs that our Cayman has to offer, which is the service industry.
I had one businessman the other day in a meeting mention the fact that getting jobs for Caymanians and sort of preparing them to get a job, apply for a job, to get it, but we also have to prepare them to keep the job.
That's right.
That is the difficult thing in terms of people being able to keep the job that they have as well.
Yeah. So where's the technical school, for instance? Where's the technical school? Technical blue collar people being hired every day. In fact, they're the ones that are hired first now in the Cayman.
Exactly, and not only that, they're able to command the huge wages.
Yes, right. And so where's the technical school to train our people? So when they get 17, 18 years old and they pass, have they obtained a technical education? No, they have to go back and learn about how some kind of some kind of skill to be able to work and get and build a home and raise a family. And sometimes that's too late. Then that's too late. So it seems to me that one of the callers was right when he says that we have to be proactive instead of reactive, because that's what we've been. We only react when the situation comes up. Say, oh my God, look here.
Yeah, what's happening?
What's happening here?
Okay, one of our listeners has asked the question, and I'm not sure whether or not Mr. Bryan is listening, but if he is, says, has there been any update on the public transportation consultation report that Minister Bryan and his team had commissioned? Have they received it, and has there been any update on that as well? Is there? Let me see if what else we can share. This person says, good morning. In regards to traffic, we have a greater problem than just cars. We should have evolved a long time ago. We should have known that the population of people, places, and things were going to change and increase. We have the air, sea, and ground, and underground. There are so many ways of transportation that should be utilized. It's hard to say, but to be honest, our biggest issue on this island is our way of politics. We continue to vote in and tolerate the same old-fashioned way of leadership instead of demanding and evolving the redemption of our political arena. Our leaders should only get 2 terms in the first place. So I have shared that. There was one that came in. Well, this one is to you, Doc, so I'm going to share it. I haven't read it yet. It says, government has recently made what I believe is a huge mistake, where applicants for a government post were told to do an online exam for shortlisting purposes. They then sent out an email to those who were below the pass mark of 70%, meaning they wouldn't be moving forward in the hiring process. But the mistake was that they copied all of the applicants in the email, which can be seen by all. This is a huge breach of confidentiality. What can we do about this? And they were asking you about that. So it seems as if this may fall something under the data protection legislation.
Act. It seems to me that might be a case of breach of the Data Protection Act, and they could make a claim to the ombudsman about that. That's what it seems to me. I don't know. I can't go any further than that than to say, because I don't know the facts.
Yep.
I can only say it seems to me that there may be a breach of the Data Protection Act that protect your privacy, because not only that, but if it's not, it might come under protection of your
Right,
private life, because it says that private life means your correspondence and your letters and your emails and your fax and your telephone, and so it might be breach of it might be also breach of Section 9 of the Bill of Rights in the Constitution also.
And another topic, and you mentioned this before, and I think off air we spoke about it as well, the mosquitoes. And there are some people who are questioning the breed of mosquitoes that we're now experiencing, whether or not it had anything to do with that genetically modified mosquito that had been released in the Cayman Islands. There are many people who are skeptical about that, and they feel that they haven't received the answers in relation to that. And of course, one of the proponents of that is no longer here on the island, so he's not even experiencing it.
So, and we'll never know, because there's not an alternative there's not an alternative proponent to test to see whether it has actually affected us.
And maybe they don't want to check that out because it may
because blame might have to be placed somewhere.
Yes. Okay, so before we go, Doc, we want to give a big shout out to Caymanian cyclist from Rockhole, Mr. Nathaniel Forbes, who has now been is going to be joining an overseas development team. That is something that is good, for him, as well. And I think there's an article that is in the Caymanian Compass. And I think they refer to sidelining. I think that this particular one that the Cayman Islands Cycling Association has emerged with egg in their face in relation to this. I'm not sure what they have said publicly about the situation with Nathaniel Forbes yet, but despite all of that, we want to wish him all of the success in the world. I was thinking that it may have been a good idea. Of course, it doesn't help too much to propel you to the professional ranks if you're trying to get into that. But getting a scholarship, because, universities in the U.S., you can obtain scholarships for various things, and there are certain universities that actually have cycling teams and that as well. But this is even, if he doesn't want to go that route, then this is certainly one for him, as well. So we want to say kudos to
and I'm glad you see. Whatever disappointment, is also silver lining somewhere, and so people should never be disappointed when something doesn't happen the way they want it to happen, because there's always an alternative. Sometimes it's better that you accept that than force yourself onto what is not acceptable.
Yep.
And it seems to me like the Cycling Association that came and has an egg on his face, and now he has proved to them that he really doesn't need them, that they actually need him, and so forth. And I am happy for the young man, and I hope that he goes up there and he does his best and he has his chance, and that he doesn't blow it, the chance that he has.
Okay, one of our listeners has sent in and said, tomorrow, road closures with 3 cruise ships in port will cause a big problem for our tourists as well. And that we understand as well, but the people of the Cayman Islands deserve the right to celebrate too. Those who are monarchists, if they want to get out there and celebrate, they deserve the right. And the tourists will have to understand that as well. Folks.
People are celebrating their king. And then there's Badamunu too.
Yes.
Tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah. So, Doc, thank you very much. Have a great weekend. It's a long one as well, folks. I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension, for the record, into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. I also want to remind you that we are our brothers and our sisters' keepers. There is always someone out there who's less fortunate than we are, and I ask you to extend a helping hand to them. If you can't do that, then I suggest you donate to a worthy charity, because we always want to consider those who need, not necessarily those who want or even those who crave. So I say to you, have a great day. Continue to support your radio station, Radio Cayman. Join Sterling Drainey Banks at 12:15 for Talk Today. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these 3 beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
will
Doc.
go out. I have to run now because I got to go to my
For the record, proudly brought to you by
Coca-Cola. Available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery. Inspiring luxury. West Bay Pharmacy. Taking care of your health. And JN Money. From abroad to yard. Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctor's Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066. And the Ministry of Sustainability and Climate Resiliency. Visit energy.gov.ky or follow the National Energy Policy on Facebook and Instagram. And by the STEPS 2023 National Health Survey. Visit gov.ky/steps to learn more. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flight